is one of Tanner's stages, Tanner of the North. Tribute to my wife, Saber Arturia. You're my holy grail. You grant my wishes. I read that that first chunk of sentence, and I was like, oh no, his wife died. Oh, way to start this off heavy, but no. Okay, I don't have to worry about that. Short and sweet and themed. Okay, cool. So I'll be able to finish this one in like 5 hours, at least. Can I take the boot? Good start. Off to a great start. We're kicking it. Good job, Tanner of the North. You've bested me. There we go. It's fucking N64 logo. Nice. Ace. We're doing that. I'm like assuming the goal is down this sword. I have no way to know, so I'll just be brave. Oh, I don't like this. Okay. Arigato. I assume that's an O. That's an O. Arigato. Nice boat. Save. Indecipherable text. It just says gibberish. Thank you, Tanner.
Hello everyone, it's been a long time coming, but welcome back to Fate Stay Night. Unlike what it says at the top, this is not Unlimited Blade Works, for we are going on to the third and final question mark route of Fate Stay Night, being Heaven's Feel. So checking out our ending list here, we do have both these endings. Apparently my good end didn't save, so I actually had to go back and get it. We're missing a good chunk of these bonus endings, but I mean, we've got all the ones so far, but this makes me go, oh man, how come this has so many? And also there's potentially 2 endings to this one? We'll have to see. But to see, we are going to have to go back to the start, go back to the beginning, as Wendigomon would say in Digimon the movie. I am the bone of my sword, steel is my body and fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death, nor known to life, have withstood pain to create many weapons, yet those hands will never hold anything. And so, as I pray, Unlimited Blade Works. That is so cool, and I know what it means now. Hip hip hooray. So, we're gonna kind of quickly go through some of this other stuff, because we've seen this twice now already. We'll just stick around for the stuff that we know is new, which we'll see by the slower text. But what I will say, and if you're like, oh man, why aren't you reading this? It's because I've read this twice already. I will just say, to get things started, I have a lot of people who are like, I'm really excited to see your opinion. I've heard people say this is their favorite. I've heard people say it's their least favorite. I did have a friend who recently came to me and he said, look, I went to go see Heaven's Feel 2 in theaters, and it was the most hilarious experience ever, because everyone around was like, I literally have no idea what's going on. He said there were people who went there just because, oh, it's anime, I like anime. And he said, boy, they were dying laughing during the uncut scene, let's say, that they put into it. So that was my boy Fuad. So he gave me, he was on the side of this might be interesting and not the best. He's just said, oh boy. But on the other hand, I do have people saying like, oh, this is the one that they're most excited for. So we'll have to see. I don't know anything about this route aside from its focus on Sakura and Saber Alter, who I don't know who that really is yet. Alright, so yeah, we're waking up. This is again the hospital. Learn about how we, as a Bab, nearly died in the big fire. But good old wizard man Kiritsugu was here to save us. Yes, again, we've seen this twice already. The sky is so blue dabba-dee dabba-da. Again, if you would like to hear me read this, literally go back and watch either Fate... Well, if you're watching this and haven't watched the Fate or Unlimited Blade Works stuff, you're gonna A, be massively confused, and B, you're not giving this the respect it deserves. That's like skipping part 1 and part 2 for JoJo. You don't do that. You need to go through it. Which, I know, because, I've read this, actually, I think 3 times so far. I don't know what the other one was. When was the other time? It might be the only 2, but... Yeah, he turns, I'm a sorcerer, yes, we've seen this. I'm gonna click through again, a little quickly so that we can get to the stuff. Because once we get to the actual school stuff, that's when we'll get in. Alright, we were dreaming. It was a story from my childhood. It was when I was finally convinced my father to make me a student, so it must have been about 8 years ago, because I'm gonna need those numbers, I'm guessing. When I was old enough to stay at home by myself, Kiritsugu started to leave the house on a regular basis. He would say in his normal tone that he would travel the world and actually act on these words. Are we gonna learn about his worldly travels? Is that where, like, is there a side story featuring him just going on those daily journeys? I don't know. He'd leave for a long time, and I was the only one who would be in the house, and I was a child, so I often burned myself on the stuff, and nobody was there to kiss my boo-boos is what's happening. The loneliness would fade when the stories came back, but then the loneliness would come back again when he would leave. So I wanted to be like him, which is a good thing or a bad thing, depending on which route you're in, and we'll see which one it's going to be for this one. Alright, day 1. Oh boy, we're back. So, as far as I'm aware, to go onto the actual Heavensfield route, I need to talk to Sakura as much as I can. And the good news is, I think she's going to, here she is, the woman of the hour. Feel the cold air and approaching footsteps. We're gonna see a lot of you, and people are saying for me to not judge you ahead of time, but boy, do I want to. Sakura smiles and nods as if accustomed to the situation. It is her second... Oh, is it gonna be a thing where it's like she's aware of all the timelines? That would suck. Sakura seems more upbeat than usual today, as if she's happy about something. Almost as if she knows I'm going to be visiting her a lot this path. It's almost like we're already a married couple. You're the old ball and chain already, tying me down and making me feel the weight of my sins. I answer her with a sleepy head. I don't know what I'm saying with my mind not fully awake. Sakura is giggling. Gah. I guess my head was still dozing and I said something weird. The cold air helps in situations like this. The chill works well to beat the sleepiness out of my head. In front of me is Mato Sakura, my junior at school. I will say, myself, it is now summer, and it is nice to sleep with the window open. We really went from the cold to winter. Wow, it was like half a year, huh? Amazing. So wait, are we... Does she know what we do late at night? I mean, obviously, but... Sakura says so in a happy tone. It's unusual. Sakura seems to be in a really good mood this morning. Senpai, your clothes aren't even on! forgot you sleep in the nude, she says.
そういうことではないんですけど、その先輩、家に戻る前に着替えた方がいいと思います。
That said, I looked down at myself. I fell asleep while I was working, so I'm still wearing my overalls and nothing else. Ooh, scandalous. Being my work clothes, they're pretty dirty. I can't imagine what Fujine would say to me if I went into the house like this.
まだ目が覚めてないみたいだ。なんか普段に増して抜けてるな、俺。
そうかもしれませんね。ですから朝食の支度は私に任せて、先輩はもう少しゆっくりしていてください。
I don't think
それにほら、
Fujine
ここを散らかしっぱなしにしていたら
has ever had a sprite in this building. I think she doesn't care.
そうだな。それじゃあ着替えてから行くから、さくらは先に戻っていてくれ。
はい、お待ちしてますね、先輩。
Sakura leaves. Well, I have to change into my school uniform and clean up this mess. The shed is built on the edge of our yard, and I love it so much, and just as it seems, it's a warehouse we put all our junk in. But for me, it's a place of treasures, as I've enjoyed messing with things since I was a kid. Almost like I'm predisposed to figuring how things tick or something. Father didn't allow me to go into the shed, but I always snuck in here. It should be snuck. Sneaked is no word, silly. As a result, it became my base. For me, Emyashiro, I guess you could call this place my real room. My attaché case, as you would in a stylized play. The big Emiya household doesn't suit me, and I can only relax in this space full of junk.
そもそも
Big mood, friend.
ガラクタって言ってもまだ使えるし。
Most of the things in here are appliances that can't be used anymore. Did I bring all the junk in here because I like the place, or did I like it because of all the junk? Is it because the junk reminds me of myself? Is the junk a metaphor for my place in society? Find out next time on Let's Dig Into the Metaphors of Fate Stay Night. Anyways, since I like sneaking in here, it became my hobby to fix the broken things. It's not like I get attached to things. I think it just annoys me to not use things that can still be used. And just like that, I was fixing up this stove all last night.
完成は明日か。途中で寝るなんて集中力が足りない証拠だ。
I shake off the feeling of disappointment in myself. I gather up the parts of the stove and put them on the shelf full of things waiting to be fixed. There are no spaces on the shelf full of things awaiting repair. An old VCR awaits after the stove. I guess I'll ignore the fact that Fujine broke both of them. She seems like she breaks a lot. I changed into my uniform. This place is like my room, and it holds change of clothes along with other things I need. It also has lots of blueprints and junk, the results of failures from when I do my training. There's also some kind of old design inscribed on the floor, like an altar or something. Again, he just glosses over that, but I guess his dad did say he was a wizard. Clapping my hands in prayer to the shed, I head for the house. I emerge from the shed. The Emiya house is a Japanese-style house on the outskirts of town. My father wasn't much of a respected person in town, but he somehow still had this huge house. Well, money doesn't have to buy anything but where you live. It doesn't... What am I trying to say? Money doesn't buy respect? Is that a saying? Is there a saying? I don't know. That on its own is a mystery, but it seems he didn't have any relatives in Japan. That's why the house became mine and no one else's when my father died. Though, to be honest, I don't have that kind of management ability. Old Man Fujimura is in charge of complicated things like inheritance and property taxes. Old Man Fujimura is the big landlord in this neighborhood. According to Father, the man's like a Yakuza boss. Of course, this is just prejudice. He's not like a Yakuza boss, he is a Yakuza boss. I need to see this guy. Is he in any adaptation? I need to see this man. Well, that's a problem in itself, but I prefer to ignore it. It's certainly true that he's energetic and scary, but he's actually not that bad a person. It really helps me as he pays a lot when I tune up the motorcycle he likes to ride. And, well, that explains why she had a motorcycle randomly in the ending. Anyway, that's why I'm the only one living in this big house. It's been 5 years since Father died. The days have passed quickly. I sigh thinking about how much I've grown in those 5 years. I've trained every day to be like Kiritsugu, but it's not that easy in reality. It's natural because I had no talent to begin with, but what can be said about having no improvement at all in 5 years? To sum up the present in one sentence, my goal is so far away that I'm not even at the starting line yet. That's a good line. I like that one a lot. It won't do any good to rush. For now, I have to do what I can. Live one day at a time. Well then, let's go help Sakura. I think we saw this one once before, but we're going to definitely be seeing some new options, I'm sure, with Sakura and us being like, oh my god, where's Sakura at this moment? That's right, I have to go help Sakura. I'd feel bad, both for letting my junior do all the work and for Sakura coming here so early in the morning. But I'm too late. It seems breakfast has already been made. I can smell the elegant scent of breakfast befitting Sakura. AKA it's trash. Ooh, dang, roasted. Sakura's finished cooking and is opening the cupboards. I can see that all she has left to do is set the table.
めんぼくない。せめて食器の用意ぐらいはやるから、さくらは座っててくれ。
もう来ちゃったんですか、先輩。
もうじゃないぞ。6時10分って言ったら朝飯を食ってる時間じゃないか。完全に寝坊だよ。
そんなことはないと思いますよ。先輩は部活をしていないんですから、この時間は十分に早起きです。
部活は関係ない。それを言ったら朝練があるさくらがうちに来てくれるのも問題じゃないか。
I still find the idea of Japanese clubs wild when you compare them to, like, clubs here where oftentimes the schools just don't care enough to make them, where it's like there, it's like, no, you have to join a club.
私は好きでしていることですから、部活のことは気にしないでください。
ああ、それは何度も聞いた。だから俺も部活に関係なく早起きしてるんだ。さくらが来てくれるなら、その時間には起きてないと失礼だろ。
It's tough to sleep when there's a girl in the house because I'm so awkward with them again. For me, waking up early is waking up before Sakura gets here, and sleeping in is making Sakura prepare breakfast on her own, like today. Though this has only been a habit for a year and a half or so.
ともかくさくらは休んでろよ。あとは並べるだけなんだから、それぐらい俺にやらせてくれ。
I stand next to Sakura and take out the dishes. Sakura is stubborn at times, and in situations like this, she won't rest unless she's forced to.
なら、私もお手伝いします。お皿には私が盛りますから、先輩はお茶碗を出してください。
いや、だから全部こっちでやるからいいってば。
Look at us, like a married couple once again.
いけません。先輩はお家の主人なんですから、朝くらいはドーンと構えていてください。
ドーンと構えろって。さくら一人に働かせてのんびりしている主人なんて家主失格だぞ。いいから、さくらは今に言ってろって。
I'm gonna play a sound for you. I want you to listen. Just give it a sec. Did you hear that? That's the sound of me opening a drink because I really can't deal with Sakura right now. Ooh, pineapple peach wave.
はい。
I'm gonna be real.
ぜひ収穫してください。
I hate
これ、いつ
the
も美味しいご飯を食べさせて
the
もらっている
good
お返しなんです。
pure housewife trope. I've said this before.
先輩にはゆっくりして
Yumi
いてほ
from
しい。
Senran Kagura is trash. I hate it. Give me my strong-willed women that apparently I'm not good at talking to, according to Sakura Wars. Hey, Sakura. Oh, wow, it's all connected.
食費だったら折半なんだから、さくらが気にするこ
Like
とじゃない。
it's just so.
感謝なんて言ったら俺がしたいぐらいだ。
It's like
さくらが来てくれる
she's
ようになってから
literally more of a
飯が
servant
豪勢になったからな。
than Saber. That's messed up.
やっぱり先輩分かってなかったんですね。
I don't remember any of this from when we last did it.
ご飯が美味しいのはそういうことじゃないんです。
そういうことじゃないってどういうことだ？
いえ、なんでもありません。
The food here is made with
責任を取って
love.
くださいね。私、先輩の家じゃないとご飯を美味しくいただけなくなっちゃったんですから。
バカ、おかしなこと言うな。
She puts in the special ingredient, love juice.
藤姉に聞かれたらどうするんだ。あの人には冗談なんて通じないんだから。
そうですね。藤村先生に聞かれたら大変です。
まったくだ。あんまりおかしなこと言うな。
はい、言いません。言いませんからお手伝いしていいですよね、先輩。
Sakura looks up at me naturally and calmly.
いいよ、好きにしろ。そんなにやりたきゃさくらに任せる。
はい、好きにします、私。
まったく、本当に最近言うこと聞かなくなったよな、さくら。
ですね。藤村先生に似てきたのかもしれません。
I would actually be fine if you're becoming more like Fujimura Sensei. She's hot-blooded and strong-willed and not liked in the Japanese community, it seems. Speaking softly, Sakura reaches up for the cupboard. Her silky hair and smooth skin catch my eye. How can I put this? It's troubling. She must be maturing. She seems really feminine these days. Her casual movements and her figure are so beautiful that I instinctively look away.
先輩どうかしましたか
Dang, girl, you thicker than the bowl of oatmeal you gave me for breakfast this morning, is what Shiro wants to say. Note it's Shiro, not Tanner. Those are two different characters, even though they kind of approached to be very close. It's okay, you know how Shiro is Archer, spoilers if you didn't watch the Unlimited Blade Works playthrough, and how, okay, so there's that. Well, I'm also Shiro, but I'm an alternate universe version, as we've well established.
どうもしてない。どうもしてないから気にしないでくれ。
Honestly, why am I feeling tense around my friend's sister? It's really sad that's how you think of her, bud. After all, Sakura's not like that. She's a good underclassman, and a junior I need to Mamoru. First of all, the relationship between me and Mato Sakura is just that, of a senpai and a junior. She's the sister of a close friend of mine who is trash, and I hope he dies in this playthrough too. But since she's a great— oh, he didn't die in any playthrough, huh? I just realized. Dang it. Wait, no, he did die in Fate, right? Yes. But since she's a grade below me, we weren't that close. It all changed a year and a half ago, into this cooperative kind of relationship. Sakura came to cook when I was injured, and after that, I think we just ended up like this. You know, married. I think we intended to do it until my injury healed, but some trivial thing came up to make her stay with it. Anyways, Sakura's a good cook. Why am I getting beeped on Discord during a video? Don't do that. I hope you all didn't hear that. That must be so embarrassing. Anyways, Sakura's a good cook and perfect at cleaning and doing the laundry. It's a big help to have her around here in the mornings, but it's been a bit troubling recently. The problem is not in Sakura, but me. I'm starting to feel stuff towards girls. Frankly, Sakura is beautiful. She's one of the best looking first years, and I'm sure there are lots of guys who want to date her. And on top of that, she's growing in certain places recently. And some of her casual gestures have started to catch my eye. That's what I mean by a small problem. More like a big problem, am I right? More like 2 big problems. More like 4 big problems. Hey. Maybe I'm just feeling guilty about being attracted to my— it's crazy how he's just wilding out here saying, yo, that's hot right away. Maybe I'm just feeling guilty about being attracted to my friend's sister. Usually I'm fine, but when I'm caught off guard like that just now, I blush. Does that make me an unsuitable senpai? Oh, who will Mamoru her if I can't Mamoru her from myself? Breakfast is placed on the table. A perfect breakfast consisting of chicken salad, cooked salmon, spinach, radish, and carrot miso soup, and yam soup.
いただきます
Rub-a-dub-dub, let's eat this grub! Sakura and I bow and start our meal quietly. Sounds of our chopsticks echo. Sakura isn't the talkative type, and I'm not versatile enough to talk while eating. Naturally, mealtimes are quiet. Usually it's louder, but today the loud person is... She must have been watching spy movies last night as she's eyeing us while hiding behind a newspaper.
藤村先生ご飯時に新聞は見ない方がいいと思いますよ
Fujine ignores Sakura's question. She's acting weird, but Fujine always acts suspicious in ways during breakfast. Sakura must be used to it as she continues to eat with no particular care. Sakura prefers to make Western foods. She learned to cook Japanese food after she started coming here to help. Fujine and I prefer Japanese, so Sakura learned to make Japanese food for her breakfast. Now she's so good that she's almost surpassed me, her teacher. The salmon is especially good as it's cooked to perfection. And boy, would I like to cook her salmon to perfection. Boy, that is one of the worst things I've ever said. Jeez. Her miso soup is tasty. Ooh, boy. And she has shown some capacity even for making yam soup by grinding yams. Actually, I think this is the first time she's made it.
悪い。さくら、醤油取って。
はいで大変です先輩先輩のお醤油は昨日で切れてます。
じゃあ、藤ねえのでいいや。取って。
藤村先生いいですか？
Fujine nods. Her newspaper trembles.
はいどうぞ。とろろ汁に使うんですか？
This is honestly, out of the whole playthrough, one of the worst things to happen to Shiro. That's counting all the bad endings.
とろろには醤油だろ、普通。
I put the soy sauce onto the white yam soup. After stirring it, I put it on the rice and take a bite. The stickiness of the yam and the taste of the soy sauce.
うわ、まずこれソースだぞ、ソース。しかもオイスター。
I almost throw it back up. This is so cruel. This is like Ashton Kutcher wouldn't do this because it's a level of cruel beyond him. Fujine throws her newspaper away. Though that said, teachers gotta do pranks. They need it to survive.
そうだ朝のうちにソースとお醤油のラベルを取り替えておく作戦なのだ。
The female spy throws up her arms to show her happiness.
朝っぱらから何考えてんだあんたは。今年で25のくせにいつまで経っても藤ねえは藤ねえだな。
We're literally the same age right now. I just realized, jeez.
ふんだ昨日の恨み思い知ったか。みんなと一緒になってお姉ちゃんをいじめるやつには当然の天罰ってところかしら。
天罰ってのは人為的なもんじゃないだろう。なんかおとなしいと思ったら昨日からこんなこと考えてやがったのか。この日。
It's the little things. You need them to survive.
急いでテストの採点しなくちゃいけないんだから。そういうわけで急がないとやばいのだ。
Oh, grading exams are the worst. Fujine sits back down and finishes her breakfast quickly.
はい、ごちそうさま。朝ごはん、今日も美味しかったよ、さくらちゃん。はい、お粗末様でした、先生。それじゃ先に行くわね。二人とも遅刻したら怒るわよ。
And she runs off. There's something wrong with the world in which that thing is a teacher. That line also kind of gets me to my core. It hurts. That hurts, Shiro.
先輩、
すまない。せっかくの朝食だっていうのに、藤ねえのやつ、ろくに味わいもしないで。
いえ、そういうのではなくて、昨日藤村先生に何かしたんですか？食べ物に細工するなんて藤村先生にしてはやりすぎですから。
いや、それがさ、昨日ついあだ名で呼んじまった。
それじゃあ仕方ありませんね。先輩、藤村先生に謝らなかったんでしょう。
めんぼくない。いつものことなんで忘れてた。
ダメですよ。藤村先生、先輩にあだ名を言われるのだけは嫌がるんですから。また泣かせちゃったんでしょう。
It's absolutely believable for her as a teacher to always be on the cusp of crying. Trust me on
泣
this.
かした上にダットのごとく走り去らせた。おかげで昨日の英語は自習だった。
Don't take it personally, bud. It happens. And I was awarded a student honor written on note paper, but I threw it away.
もう、それじゃあ、今朝のは先輩が悪いです。
Fujine is like a big sister for Sakura, so she's basically on Fujine's side. That's good in its own way, but I wish she'd consider my situation where I have to deal with Fujine 24/7. Fujine was originally an acquaintance of Father's, but she's been coming to the house a lot since I was adopted. She started to show up even more after Father died, and now she's almost a dependent, eating breakfast and dinner here. No, maybe that's why I was able to make it on my own even after Father died. Fujine, Sakura, and I are now the residents of the Emiya household, and boy, there will be more as time goes on. Well, maybe, I don't know about this playthrough, but I'm the only one who knows that my father was a magus. It's said that magi must hide their identities. That's why I've been hiding the fact that I'm learning magic ever since I became my father's student. I say I'm learning, but I can't even cast a single magic spell properly. With this kind of skill, we're gonna have to get the training arc of getting magic again. I hope it's like super easy in this one. I hope it's like, boop, you're leveled up. No more grinding for it. With this kind of skill, it wouldn't make much difference whether I hide it or not, but because it was how my father wanted things, I've trained secretly since then. I finish breakfast and prepare for school. I clean the dishes with Sakura while listening to the news on TV. Sakura is staring at the screen. Over the screen runs an exaggerated teletype reading, "Gas leak accidents continue." It seems there was a big accident in the neighboring town of Shinto. It happened in a building in the business district. It seems a whole floor of people ran out of oxygen and fell unconscious. They call it a gas leak, but this kind of accident is happening often recently.
今のニュース気になるの
And
か
we know
さく
what
ら
that is already.
いえ別にただ事故がシントで起きているなら近いなって先輩シントの方でアルバイトしていますよね
してるけど別にそんな大きな店じゃないよ今のニュースみたいな事故は起きないと思う
But it's not a risk I can completely ignore. Gas leaks can happen in any building, and on top of that, it hurts to think that hundreds of people are suffering. It's said that the accidents are happening often because of the defective construction work during the rapid development of Shinto. Whether that's true or not, I certainly don't want any more victims.
物騒な話だ俺たちも気をつけないと
あそれならご心配なく先輩ガスの元栓はいつも2回チェックしてますから安心です
Sakura boasts with
い
pride.
やそういう話でなくて
Yeah, I've thought so before, but Sakura's a bit off, too. A little bit? You think so? I think a little bit more than a little bit, but that's fine.
裏手の戸締まりはしました
したよ缶抜きかけたけど問題あるか
ありませんそれじゃあ鍵かけますね先輩今日のお帰りは何時ですか
少し遅くなると思うさくらは
私はいつも通りです多分私の方が早いと思いますから夕食の下準備は済ませておきますね
うん助かる俺もできるだけ早く帰るよ
We lock the gate. Sakura and Fujine also have keys to my house, and the rule is that the last person out locks up.
行こうか急がないと朝練に間に合わない
はいそれじゃあ少しだけ急ぎましょうか先輩
Oh, I should also say, because I didn't say, in the options, we do have, where's the options? Config. We do have, because for the first playthrough, we used the original, and then we used the remix. This time we're using the PS2 sound. Now, the PS2 sound is a bit of a mix of different ones, but then these ones here all have PS2 versions, so we will hear a few new remixes. Oh, and also because people want it, where is it? Emiya is in its original form because people really wanted that. So we'll get, again, a nice mix of the two, so you'll get to hear a little bit of each with a few new compositions, which I think is a cool way of handling it. We walk down to the town together. Passing the long wall and going downhill, we reach the residential district. My house is on top of the hill, far away from the center of town. Going down the hill takes us to the residential district, and beyond that, I think 1 year for my trip to Japan, I'd want to do a specific one. I found it online. You can do a tour of just the locations from Fate Stay Night, and oh my gosh, I want to do that. We reached a crossroads at the center of this town. I mean, some of them are like miles away and like they're not actually connected, and there's like one that's in like Russia, so it's like can't really do that. But for the most part, it's like this is based on a real place that where take the pictures and turn it into art, which I love when they do that. From here, there are many roads, a big bridge leading to the neighboring city where you can fight Gilgamesh on. Not that Gilgamesh. I was making a Final Fantasy joke. Whoops. A hill road that leads down to the Rito Temple, or leads up rather. The residential district on the other side of town. The shopping district Sakura and I always use, but you really don't see very often. And the school we're heading to right now. We head for the school without stopping elsewhere. We don't talk much as we walk up the hill. Since it's still 7 o'clock, there aren't many others on the road. Other than us, all you can see are a few others heading to their morning practices.
それじゃあまたな部活頑張れよ
I part with Sakura at the school gate like usual. Sakura's in the archery club, so we have to park here in the mornings. But today, Sakura doesn't go.
さくら体の調子悪いのか
いえそういうことじゃなくてその先輩たまには道場の方に寄っていきませんか
いや別に道場に用はないぞそれに今日は一斉に頼まれてるから 生徒会室に行かないとまずい。
See, if that gave me a choice, I would absolutely say yes, because we gotta appease her.
そうですよね。ごめんなさい。余計なことを言っちゃって。
Sakura bows.
それじゃあ失礼します。晩ご飯楽しみにしていてくださいね。
Sakura runs off like she's ashamed of something. Boy, I don't know how to talk with women. Wonder what all that was about. Probably girl stuff. Gonna go hang out with the boys. Speaking of, where's the dude?
いるか?
Hey, Issei.
今朝は少し遅かったな。
You're a good bro. You're a genuine person. I mean, you have a bit of your own things going on that are like flaws, but you know what? That's good. You're a good character. I like you, Issei. You must have been studying as Issei looks up from the paper he's reading.
一世だけか。他の連中はどうしたんだ?
I am convinced the other people don't exist.
いや、あいにくとうちのメンバーはビジネスライクでね。働く時間帯はきっかり決まっていて、早出と残業はしたくないのだそうだ。
Which, can I say, I think it's garbage that there's people who are like, oh, here's your work hours, but really, you should be there beyond that. It's like, no, please, no. When I'm out of work hours, I'm on my own time. I don't have to be here. And especially as a teacher, it's like, you have to stay in the building to past when you're supposed to be there. And it's like, I work best at home. Can I go home and do my business there, right? I don't know.
それで生徒会長自らが雑用か。ここはここで大変そうだな。
何？好きでしている苦労だ。エミヤに同情してもらうのは筋が違う。
いや、一世に同情なんてしてないぞ。
それはそれで無念だが、聞き流すとしよう。情が映っているということでは同じだからな。
Issei, who was organizing the papers he was reading, is the big boss of the student council room. Okay, Metal Gear. He's the guy trying his best to reform this lax student council, and he's been a friend of mine since first year. His full name is Rito Issei. Despite his old-fashioned name, he has elegant features, and he's really popular with the girls. And I think some of the guys, maybe? I don't know. And he's also the student council president, so you'd think he'd take to it like a duck to water, but... that has a different meaning in 2019. He's just sipping tea like this, so he's not that firm. As you can see, Issei has a plain personality. It's easily misunderstood, but he doesn't involve himself in love affairs nor engage in normal student recreations. It's because he's a successor of the Rito Temple up in the mountains. He's fine with the idea, so there's a good chance he'll shave his head when he graduates.
それで、今日は何をするん
Can
だ?
monks wear glasses? Can they wear contact lenses? Those are questions I legitimately have.
ああ、まあともかく座って一服と言いたいのだが、時間がないな。移動がてら説明をするゆえ、いつもの道具を持ってついてきてくれ。
This is going to be mostly the same, I think. So we'll get through this rather quickly again. Yeah, school's budget's unbalanced. There's lots of stuff going on. Yeah, we've seen this. This is all the same stuff of we gotta fix the heaters. And he's like, I don't know how to do anything with technology. And then we go outside. And when we go outside... oh yeah, then he uses magic to fix it. He sees it. Yo, look at this Star Fox space heater. So he fixes it with the power of magic. And then... yes, we've seen this. We've seen this. On to the next one. We go outside and oh no! There is R, who is basically like our ex, except not through because we went back in time, but it's weird seeing her here and she's gonna get a reset too. I don't know how I feel about that. As cool as the 3-route system is, I honestly feel weird now because we got so close to her. We got to know intimately about Tosaka Rin, and now we're back to being strangers. Tosaka looks at us as if she's in a bad mood, which is kind of always, it seems. And then they talk to Tosaka, they go into the AV room, and meanwhile Tosaka here is doing the prologue, which is, I think, really cool as a perspective thing. Like, because then you get to see both sides. You also get to see one of the few times you see Shiro's sprite. I don't even know if there's any of him in the game, really. Morning, Tosaka, and she's like, ah, you high jump so well. Boy, That's, I will admit, now that I've thought about it, the high jump thing is
すまんなエミヤ
weird. I don't know about that.
別に気にするな
もっともだ
We made it to class, and now we're gonna get the jokey.
騒
Oh,
がしいねエミヤ部活をやめてから何をしてるかと思えば竜道の太鼓持ち
yo, they're releasing a new
僕には
Figma
関係ないけどさ
of Shinji.
うちの評判を落とすようなことはしない
Please
でよね
subscribe to my Patreon so I can buy a figure of him and drop kick him off a roof. I will do it. You give me the money and I will do it. Mato Shinji, a friend of mine. I hate him and his stupid face. I'm only friends with him for his hot sister.
そうか
Okay, yeah, we got this. We're going to the archery club. We've seen this twice.
いたの
He says like, I'm an actual good person. How come you don't refer to me as a friend as much? It's very
そ
weird.
んなもの
Fujimura will come flying in and hurt
あの方は
herself.
飛んでくると
Big mood. I've actually done this, minus the sliding into death, though I have injured myself in the classroom, and my students have absolutely laughed at me. And then they have not yelled tiger at me because that is not my nickname.
藤村先生
Alright,
藤
they're gonna do it.
でも
They're gonna do it. They're gonna say her name. Say no. They're gonna do it. They're gonna call her Taiga. Look at all these NPCs who we also then never hear from again.
って言うな
She's still wild. I love Fujinari. Okay.
みんな何してるの
Everyone does the stuff.
そっかならよしそう
Yeah, I'm gonna, again, stick to the actual character stuff for this. This is more stage setting, which we know already. Ooh, oh, it's weird to see you also. He's just here and he comes in and he does his job, huh? Alright, and classes end like every other day. There are students, ones that go to clubs, ones that hurry home, one that stay in the classroom for no reason.
すまない
I'm gonna be doing
予定
repairs.
は
No,
ある
just
といえばあ
kidding.
るけど
The main reason was he wanted to work. Yes, we're gonna go to work. Okay, sounds good. There are two options. Oh, which do I want to do? I'll probably say help out the student council, because then that gives me a bigger chance of staying here and potentially seeing Sakura. Something I've started. I should finish the job I began this
予定変
morning.
更朝の続き
I
だ
hope
ろ
that's the right choice.
任せろ
You know what? I do have
試験が
a
始まる前に
spoiler-free
遺品の処理なんて済
guide,
ませちまおうぜ
and all I'm going to be using it for is checking if I'm on the right path for the beginning. Let's see here. Did I choose the right one? Oh, it does say to go to work, actually. Okay, so we'll go to work instead. Oh, sorry about that noise. I'll get rid of it. I'll go to work. I feel sorry for you to say, but I should prioritize work. It's like, nope, sorry, changed my mind. I didn't promise to be there, but I said I'd do my best to be there, so I should.
悪い一世先約
And
が
it's
あるんで
it's
今朝の
a
続きは
better,
何
it's
し
a
てくれ
good
ないか
excuse to say I have work.
戦略
Like that's a decent thing to say.
ん
そっか
Yeah. So again, we've seen both these
その時は
options
また
so
頼
far.
りにするぞ
He does a little farewell
Sate.
blessing, which I like. That's cute. He should have like the beads wrapped around his hand. I like that look. It's a good look.
参ったなほんの手伝いのつもりだったのに
$300 bucks is a solid day. Call it receiving a windfall, I guess. Copenhagen, the place where I work today, is like a liquor store and a bar, and a lot of people needed. Oh, yes, we've heard about this, right? The boss said to everyone, if you come in, please do.
バ
Yep.
カだねあんた
Who? Oh, Neko. I forgot all about Neko-san. Who is this character, and why does she have such a nice voice? 2 hours passed when we restocked.
ヒロ君はあれかな
Like,
This is really interesting characterization for characters I've literally never seen. Like, it's also, yeah, $100 for an hour for 3 hours. That's wild money.
ちょい待ちエミヤン今日の話
エミヤン
誰から聞いた
Who is
あ
Neko-san?
古見もバカだけどまあいい
These are so many characters that I think I saw this in the Fate route. We never hear from them again. I mean, it's good. It is good
私が何を言い
world
たいか
building
っていうとですね。
は
because it's like
あ
you do get to hear about the people a
じゃあね
bit
あ
before
んまし頑張りす
before it kind of, you know, you move on to the main plot. So the world is lived in, even though it's mostly barren for a bit. I made it from the neighboring town of Shinto back into Miyama City while I was daydreaming. Daydreams happen. I walked through the moonlit town. Walking up the road, I noticed that there aren't many people around. The time is around 7:30. There should be people around at this time, but there's no sign of anyone.
そういえば確か
There was some crime here in Miyama City a few days ago. A burglar murdered someone, I think. I do gotta wonder if that was a master-servant thing. That must be why there's no one around and why the school curfew became 6 o'clock.
ガス漏れに強盗か物騒なことになってきたな
No wonder there are fewer people walking around at night. It's getting too dangerous to let Sakura go home on her own. Sakura's house is in the residential district on the other side of town. Starting tonight, I should walk her home... Are? For a moment, I can't believe my eyes. There is someone on the road, which I thought was empty. The person is standing above me as if looking down at me. Hey! Without realizing it, I hold my breath. The silver-haired girl smiles and descends the hill without a sound. As she passes...
早く呼び出さないと死んじゃうよ。お兄ちゃん。
Third time, it's just still weird to hear. She said something strange. A little wild, you know? I go up the hill and reach my house. As the lights are on, Sakura and Fujine must be home already. What's for supper? I smell dinner. Do you say dinner or supper? I like saying supper. Dinner sounds too fancy. I smell dinner the moment I enter the living room. At the table are Sakura and Fujine in the middle of dinner. It seems the main dish tonight is chicken and cream, and Fujine, who loves white sauce, okay, is in a good mood.
おかえりなさい先輩。お先に失礼していますね。
Again, I do want a Fate Stay cookbook with all these
ただい
recipes.
ま遅くなっ
With
て
the
ごめん
amount
な
of love put into the actual, like, naming of the food that is such a superfluous thing, there must be, like, full recipes for them.
いいです。ちゃんと間に合いましたから。ちょっと待っててくださいね。すぐ用意しますから。
うん頼む手を洗ってくるから人のおかずを食べないように藤姉を見張っといてくれ
She would.
はい。きちんと見張っています。
I return to my room. It's a fairly empty room compared to the shed. Since I don't have many hobbies, I think it's quite decorated, especially Stain-chan, still there. Most of them are random things Fujine's left here, though. I wash my hands, change, and return to the living room to find my dinner ready.
いただきます
はい。お口に合えばいいんですけど。
Sakura is terribly modest. That is, yep, definitely a negative trait of her. Her cooking skills have vastly improved in the past year. She has me completely beaten at Western-style foods, and I could barely beat her at Japanese food. Neither of us have touched Chinese. I'm pleased my pupil is getting better, but it's kind of depressing when the teacher is defeated by the student. I think it's rewarding, personally. As good as I expected. Chicken becomes harder the longer you cook it, so it's even juicier and tastier if you roast it before cooking it, even though it's tedious. That is true, always do that. Though that's perfectly done here. It's a master's skill, forever beyond the clumsy Fujine.
どうでしょうか先輩。今日のはうまくいったと思うんですけど。
文句なしホワイトソースも絶妙だもう洋物じゃさくらにはかなわないな
さくらちゃんがご飯作ってくれるようになってからお肉関係が美味しくなった。
With that, Fujine has been preoccupied with her food, lifts her head up.
ダメよシロ。学生がこんな洋服に帰ってきちゃいけないんだから。
Ack. It seems she's in a bad mood now. Whoa, hey, whoa, reading. A bad mood now that she's seen my face, even though she was happy because of dinner.
もうまた誰かの手伝いをしてたんでしょう。それはそれでいいことだけど、こんな時ぐらいは早く帰ってきなさい。最近物騒だぞってホームルームで言ったじゃない。あれ、シロに対して言ったんだからね。
あのさわざわざホームルームで言わなくてもうちで言えばいいんじゃないの
ここで言っても聞かないもの。学校でガツンと言った方がシロには効果的なんだもん。先生、それは職権乱用というか公私混同だと思います。
Cheers, bro. I'll drink to that. That's super true. Do not do that as a teacher.
それぐらいしないとシロはダメなのよ。いつも人の手伝いばっかりして損してるからさ。たまにはまっすぐ帰ってきてのんびりしててもいいじゃない、バカチン。
バカチンとはなんだよ、バカチンとは。いいじゃないか、誰かの手伝いをしてそれでその人が助かるんなら損なんかしてないぞ。
はあ、キリツグさんに似たのかな。シロがそんなんじゃお姉ちゃん心配だよ。
I don't know exactly how she's worried, as she's energetically munching down her dinner.
内村先生、今の話からすると先輩って昔からそうなんですか？うん、昔からそうなの。なんか困ってる人がいたら自分から手を出しちゃうタイプ。けどおせっかいってわけじゃなくて、シロはね、単におませさんなのだ。
Fujine laughs
藤
dangerously.
ね、余計なこと言ったら怒るぞ。もうさくらもつまんないこと聞くなよな。
I glare at him. Fujine clicks her tongue and backs down, but
お話を続けてください。
Sakura is taking the lessons seriously.
じゃあ話しちゃおう。これがね、シロは困った人を放っておけない性格なのよ。弱きを助け強きをくじくってやつ。子供の頃の作文なんてね、僕の夢は正義の味方になることですだったんだから。
She's talking about things from so long ago. But it's all true, so I don't... That's how I feel. It's like, if you're going to tell stories about me from the past, just make sure they're true, because, hey, I can't change what happened. Anyways, becoming a superhero is a goal I must not stray from even now.
すごい言葉だったんですね、先輩。うん、すごかったよ。年上の男の子にいじめられてる女の子がいたら助けに入ってくれたし、キリツグさんが武将だったから家事だって一生懸命こなしてたし。ああ、あの頃は可愛くて純真だったのに、それがどうしてこんなひねくれた子になっちゃったんだろうな。
It is literally and specifically your fault.
そりゃ藤
Yeah,
井
right?
がいたからだろう。ダメな大人を見てると子供はいろいろ考えるんだよ。悔しかったらちゃんと自分で飯作ってみろ。
Fujine crumbles. I thought she might drop her head and repent, but
お姉ちゃんは悲しいよ。さくらちゃん、おかわり。
Fujine asks for her third bowl. I like people who eat. Eating's good. Relaxing after dinner, it's almost 9 o'clock.
さて、何をしたもんか。
There's some time before my evening training. I should absolutely take Sakura home. Oh, it's new. You can see because it's slower. I haven't thanked Sakura for dinner yet, so I'll go and talk to her.
そうだな。夜も遅いし、家まで送って行ってやらないと。
Sakura is in the living room getting ready to go home, having finished the cleaning.
あれ、先輩、お風呂に入ってたんじゃないんですか？
いや、風呂は後回し。さくらを送ってから入る。
Just please ignore the fact that I'm extra stinky right now.
送るって私をですか？
ああ、最近物騒だから家まで送る。さくらんち結構遠いだろ。わざわざ来てもらってるんだから、それぐらいはさせてくれ。
She's gonna get big blushy. Watch this as soon as I click. Oh no, it's little blushy. Sakura falls into an awkward silence. Did I say something bad?
ごめんなさい。気持ちは嬉しいんですけど、先輩は休んでいてください。家までだったら慣れてますし、一人でも大丈夫ですから。
It looks like you're hiding something that's not your crush.
いや、それはそうだろうけど、今日は特別だ。しばらくは家まで送っていくよ。
でも兄さんに見つかると先輩にまで迷惑がかかります。
Actually, why? Like, what? Who? That shit. I don't get their sibling relationship. That's right. Sakura's brother, Shinji, doesn't approve of Sakura coming to my place. You can't object too strongly because she says she's going to Fujine's house, but it could be a problem if I take her home. It's a problem, but so what? I don't care what Shinji says. It's a much bigger problem if Sakura has to walk home alone at a dangerous time like this.
俺にかかる迷惑なんていい。 ともかく最近は物騒なんだから送ってく。
でもやっぱり先輩に悪いですから、
Come on. What's Shinji gonna do? Stab me?
悪くない。日頃世話になってるんだから送るぐらいさせてくれ。それとも一人で帰りたいのか、さくらは。
いえ、そういうことではなくてですね。
ならいいだろう。これでも腕には自信があるんだ。大抵の防寒は返り討ちにできるから、こんな時ぐらいは使ってやってくれ。なんか出てきてもちゃんとさくらを守るから。
Boy, saying you can fight off most assailants, it's not gonna age well, my man. I nudged Sakura towards the hallway with a glance.
先輩、本当にいいんですか？また兄さんと喧嘩しちゃうかもしれませんよ。
構わないよ。男同士で喧嘩しない方が変だし、シンジとはそれぐらい素直に言い合った方がいいんだ。
It's literally boys will be boys. Now I know about that, man.
ああ見えて隠し事とか嫌いだから、文句があるならすっぱりと言い合った方がすっきりする。
Sakura looks surprised for some reason.
どうした？なんか変なこと言ったか俺。
言ってませんよ。先輩が兄さんと仲良くしてくれるのが嬉しいだけです。
We're really not.
いや、仲良くってのは難しいぞ。すっきりするのは俺だけで。
Shinji
シンジは
actually
逆かもし
hates
れないし。
me.
そうですね。けど兄さん、何度喧嘩しても先輩に話しかけるでしょ。兄さん、
God, what a
先
scumbag.
輩が苦手なんです。
What an absolute bag of trash.
他の人よりずっと好きだから、いつも先輩を気にしてるんですよ。素直じゃない人だから嫌いな人が好きなんです、兄さん。
He's the absolute worst character.
それは
Like, okay, okay. When I say that, mind you, him being an absolute scumbag piece of garbage does not make him a bad character. He's a character who is bad and awful, and I want to see him hurt, but it's not like I dislike his existence in the story because it provides a very easy target for catharsis and stabbing.
はい、先輩が羨ましかったから少しだけ困らせてみました。
Sakura smiles. Seeing that smile, I hold my breath without realizing it. I forget to breathe and die. Bad end. Would you call that a big smile? No, because the mouth's not open. It's the first time I've seen her smile like that.
とにかく送っていくからな。シンジに見つかったら見つかったでいい。妹を送り届けたんだから、あいつだって文句は
Right?
言わな
You're
いだろ。
just doing a nice thing.
そうですね。隠すよりはそうした方がいいかもしれません。それじゃあお言葉に甘えていいですか、先輩。
はいよ。たまには先輩らしいとこを見せてやれ。
I smack my chest. Sakura smiles warmly at my gesture of trust me. We go down the hill and reach the intersection. There's no one around and the familiar residential district feels desolate. It's not even 10 o'clock yet, but the town is asleep. The silence is strange. Even though there have been nasty incidents, should night really steal this much life?
先輩、私の家こっちですけど。
Yeah, I knew that.
悪い。ちょっとぼーっとしてた。さくらの家はあっち側の一番上だもんな。
So is it literally like our house at the top of this hill, like to the left? Then Tasaka's is the one on the right, and then hers is the top the other way? Because that's kind of wild. Yeah, right? Oh, okay, no, her house is up the same way, but not the top. Thank you for actually telling me so I can get a mental map.
一番上じゃないんです。
あれ、そうだったか？遠坂ってあの遠坂？
はい、2年生の遠坂凛さんです。先輩、苦手なんですか？
She must have read my reaction as her comment is accurate. Was I making that kind of a
い
face?
や、苦手ってわけじゃない。話したこともないし、よく知らない相手だ。ただ、有名な優等生だろ？あいつ。どこにいても目立つから人並みに知ってるだけ。そういうさくらは同じ洋館だし、 もしかして近所付き合いとかあるのか？
ないですよ。確かに近所ではありますけど、遠坂先輩のお家は坂の上ですから。けど、遠坂先輩のお家の洋館だって知ってるんですね。
Oh,
先輩。
do you hear how quiet she got? Yo, we messed up. Sakura asks quietly.
ああ、ちょっと小耳に挟んだんだ。遠坂のところは幽霊屋敷だとかなんとか。
Ooh,
幽霊屋敷って言ったら
you're saving it,
洋
bud.
館と相場が決まってるだろ
Ooh, that could have been a bad play, but you know what? He saved it at the last
そうです
second.
ね。遠坂先輩は一人が好きみたいですから。私も子供の頃、坂の上には怖い魔法使いが住んでるって言われてました。
Ironic, considering there's like 3 in the neighborhood.
へえ、怖い魔法使いか。俺もそんな風な噂は聞いたな。
Wait, what?
まあ、
Wait,
そ
what?
れ言ったらあっちの家はみんな魔法使いが住んでいそうだけど。ね、さくらは信じたのか、その話。
I can confirm that none of the Western style houses I've been at have had sorcerers in them. So I don't believe that story.
信じました。だって子供だったんです。だから坂の上には行っちゃいけないっていつも思ってました。
Sakura answers my joking question seriously. That's a bit strange. We go up the hill. It's a residential district rather opposite to mine, but the habits are about the same. There are fewer and fewer buildings and more trees as you ascend the hill. It's only natural, as most of the town's facilities are at the bottom of the hill. In all that, one of the few buildings near the top of the hill is Sakura's house. Sakura stops suddenly.
なんだ、忘れ物か？
いえ、忘れ物じゃないんですけど、先輩、うちの近くに誰かいませんか？
Who of the, like, 8 characters in the game is it gonna be? She looks around uneasily. I look around too, but there's no one here except us.
別に誰もいないけど、なんかあったのか？
いえ、
Huh.
いないならいいんです。なんか最近、家の近くで見慣れない人をよく見かけるから、今日もいるのかなって。
Interesting use of he, so it's not a writer. So who could that be? Yeah, that's a bit strange. It's a bit weird.
どんなやつなんだよ。
Oh!
金髪のかっこいい人でした。
Yeah, because we did
モデルさんみたいだから。
we did see Gilgamesh. Wow, we're getting to him really fast in this one. Like incredibly so. We did see her talking to Gilgamesh in the Fate route. And then that was dropped for Unlimited Blade Works. So, Sakura says so with a blush as if recalling him. Sakura, I don't know if that's something I should be worried about.
なんだ、不審なやつってわけじゃないんだ。
Because we all know if they're good looking and American, they can't do anything wrong, right?
わかりません。ただ、最近は引っ越してきた人なんていないか
But
ら。
why would he be going up
おか
there?
しいなって。
That is definitely weird.
まあ、とにかく怪しいって言えば怪しいよな。よし、もしまた家のあたりをうろついてるようだったら、俺が信じに行ってくれ。
はい、頼りにしてます。けど、手荒なことはしないでくださいね。私、先輩に喧嘩されると困ります。
That's an actual terrible idea. Sakura says so while smiling straight at me.
大丈夫だよ。ちゃんと話し合いから始めるから、さくらが心配することない。
I look away from Sakura's smile as I answer. Jeez. Sakura's gestures captivate me often these days. It would have been nothing a while ago, so I feel like I'm acting weird. Maybe it's because Sakura has grown. Or maybe just because I finally noticed it. Well, I do think Sakura has become really beautiful. That on its own is great. But I don't think it's cool for a senpai to have to be careful where he's looking. Just don't look at her chest, bro. It's not that hard. Well, it might...
バカ、礼なんて言うな。晩飯作ってもらってるんだから、お礼を言うのはこっちの方だ。
Hey, pro tip, don't call a girl baka, baka. Sakura just smiles with satisfaction.
こんなんでいいんなら、明日から日課にするからな。
はい、 先輩の気が向いた時たまにでいいですから送ってください。
Okay, so then I probably want to walk home with her whenever the game lets me.
私はやっぱり先輩と一緒がいいです。先輩、また明日ですね。今日はありがとうございました。
Sakura calls back enthusiastically and disappears into her house.
さて
I should head home too. What was that sound? That was a very strange sound. I left Fujine at the house, and to be honest, that's what worries me. Did I just hear? Yeah, what was that noise? Because I heard that too. Did I just hear something? I can hear it. The sound of a creaking swing. It takes me a while to realize it's the sound of some bug.
どんな虫かな。何にせよ季節外れもいいところだ。
It's like a weird cicada. I imagine a longhorn beetle in the dark under the cold winter sky. That's a beautiful image, dude. Then I notice.
あれ明かりが3つある。
Oh, what? I'm okay. Okay, but to be fair, who shuts all their lights off before, like, unless everyone's in bed? I mean, this is the one that just lit up a Sakura's room. The light on the first floor is Shinji's room, so what's the light from the third room? Oh, jeez!
シンジんとこ
Whom?
さくらとシンジしかいないはずだけど。
Whom? Maybe it's a guest or Shinji's in that room? Anyway, I've been here many times, but this is the first time I've seen the lighting on in that room. Well, it's a big house. It's not strange for a light to be on somewhere in such a house. It's not strange,
なん
but
だろう。なんか胸がざわつくな。
I feel something like a presence or a bad feeling. In the cold air, the unseasonal sound echoes. If there's such a thing as a hunch, the bug hidden in the bushes feels very ominous. Been nothing about bugs yet, dude. So what could that be? And so the day ends, we gotta go and do the magic. We stretch out, we shove an iron rod down our spine, which is a bad thing to do. Please do not do that, sir. Oh, that backbone metal rod thing is not a metaphor. It actually hurts. Oh, jeez. The burning hot iron, it's not that fun. I have magic, but not really. Yes, we've known this. I'm sorry if you... I jokingly said I would read this. Like, not jokingly, but I did say I would. But now it's like, I also am taking that back. You gotta die to do magic. Got it. Sounds good. Good thing I'm dead on the inside. I'm thinking needlessly, and it's making the iron in my back not really work. Gotta breathe, gotta breathe, gotta breathe. And we do it. Takes about an hour, and we analyze it, and then we do a thing, and oof. If I do this wrong, I super die. Yes, we've seen this. I could skip, but I also don't want to, in case new text appears, I'm not gonna, I want to actually see it. I know I can also press F to skip ahead to the new text, right? But that will just keep going. Okay. Skip canceled. Alright, you know what? I think we will call it here. Ow, I just totally hit my knee on the table. And next time when we come back, ooh, I can really feel the heavens already. When we come back, we'll hang out more with Sakura. We will continue down this path and eventually actually get into like the true split. But for now, we're still in the prologue, which will take a little bit to get through. I think we'll skip through next time even a little bit faster. We'll see. I'll only go for the really big character stuff. So we'll see you next time for some more, guys, for some more Fate Stay Night. Ciao.